The difference between the flesh and the spirit. The flesh is finite and has a prison of boundaries and is held in captivity and is under the curse of the law. For example, mortgage interest on a home loan can keep you captive for up to 30 years and will cost you 77% interest, making you a slave of debt in the beast system. The spirit is infinite and has no limits or boundaries and represents true freedom. For example, property on earth, your home site really should be free. The property's title will be deeded into your name as an asset. The building of your home will also be a 15-year payback security for your safety in a sanctuary home. My idea would be log cabin modulars, ranches, with or without poured basements, based on your state of preference. 2 to 3 car garages, pole barns, dairy barns. The flesh has no sense of humor and is extremely serious. The spirit is very funny, joyous, and free. It doesn't take things very seriously. The flesh takes scores of right and what's wrong and is very competitive. The spirit doesn't take account of what's right and wrong. It just is. The flesh always has to win at all costs. The Spirit of God has already won the victory, so there is no competition. The flesh has expectations that are impossible to obtain and lives in the past and the future based on your past behavior. The spirit has acceptance for what is and lives in the present and doesn't focus on the past or the future. The flesh is pessimistic. The spirit is optimistic. The flesh is despondent and hopeless. The spirit lives life abundantly and with hope. The flesh is burdened with works and life's problems and is very, very heavy. The spirit is not burdened with God's work and is very, very light. The flesh is skeptical. The spirit is confident of success of God's will, and God's will is to everybody's benefit. The flesh is a defeated foe. The spirit is victorious winner without the competition. The flesh is insecure and uncomfortable and lives in a world of scarcity. The spirit is secure and comfortable and lives in a world of abundance. The flesh needs to be right. The spirit doesn't care if it's right or wrong because it just doesn't matter. It's not a competition. The flesh is a coward. The spirit is courage. The flesh is the spirit of fear. The spirit is perfect love, which casts out fear. The flesh is imperfect. The spirit is perfect as it is. The flesh is judgmental. The spirit has acceptance and is not judgmental. The flesh is ego. The spirit is love. The flesh is legalism and is concerned with right and what's wrong, what's righteous and which is unrighteous. The spirit understands the difference between righteous and unrighteous. It doesn't really matter to the spirit because the spirit doesn't lie in judgment. The spirit just is. The spirit is perfect love, and perfect love casts out fear. The spirit and the flesh are contrary and opposites to one another. They are enemies. So if you are in ego and in flesh, you are part of the beast system. But if you move to the Spirit of God, ask yourself, are you in allegiance to the flesh and the soul and the ego? And are you validating the flesh, the soul, and the ego? Are you in allegiance with the Spirit of God? Are you validating the Spirit of the Lord, which is all the fruits of the Spirit in Galatians: love, peace, joy, long-suffering, faithfulness, mildness, kindness, patience? Are you aligning in agreement with the Spirit of the Lord or with the spirit of the flesh and the soul and the ego of this world? Which kingdom are you in allegiance to? The ego or the flesh, or the Spirit of the Lord? Because it is a battle.